Welcome to The Current, Grounded in Tradition, the podcast where we spark conversations that connect the past, present, and future of Colonial Electric. I'm your host, Jamie Tracy, along with my co-host, Executive Chairman Travis Katsky. Today we have a special guest, Jim Bezelik. Jim spent an incredible 40 years with Colonial and has since retired, but his career spans decades of growth, change, and countless memories that helped shape the Colonial we know today. So Jim, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We're really happy to have you here.
And just to correct one thing, we call him Bez.
Bez, yeah.
That's how I've always known him.
People don't know
Bez.
Bez.
Yeah, all right, Bez. So to start, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are your
Okay.
hobbies, family life?
Okay, I grew up in Baltimore City. I was born in St. Agnes Hospital. When I come home from the hospital, we were living up in Brooklyn Park in a 2-bedroom house. We lived there probably 2 years, and my older sister's 3 years older than I am, and my mother wanted, and father wanted another kid, so she was 3 years difference with it. They need another bedroom. We moved to Curtis Bay, and there I went to St. Rose, Lima, from first grade to 8th grade. And then my father's grandmother, my father's mother passed away. My father decided to buy their house. So we moved in that house, and my father decided to start his own, he's a machinist, he started his own company. We had a 15 by 40 foot garage, he had nothing but machines in there.
Mm-hmm.
He had cycle bore, it was called. He
What
bored
was it?
motorcycle cylinders and tractor cylinders, he started out.
Oh, wow.
So he's doing that. And then he decided to get more equipment, lathes. He was getting work for Jim Bezelik. And there's a reason why I'm saying this, because I used to come home from school and I'd have to help him.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
So we did that, he did that. And then we went, when I was a kid, I got my first motocross bike when I was 8 years old. My father used to ride motocross. We used to race together. On Riva Road was called Boston's Farm. Harold Boston,
Yeah,
my mother and father
no kidding.
owned that. We used to race there.
Wow.
And then on our weekends, you could ride down there for $5 a bike all day.
Wow.
And it was back
I remember
when
that.
there was nothing on Riva Road.
Right.
So then I went to high school, and then I had to come home. I'd go pick the cylinders up from my father and deliver the ones were done, and I'd have to help him in the evenings because he was just like I was. He worked 6-7 days a week. He didn't care. So I'd do that, and I'd help him. And then he started a dump truck business. He said, "You want to get involved in the dump truck?" I said, "No, Dad, I don't want the machine shop." He says, "You're gonna like the machine shop. You'll like it. You'll like it. Just get it." So then I went to Brooklyn Park High School, and then I come up to Votech, North Arundel Votech. I joined North Arundel Votech, and my father says, "What do you want to take?" As soon as he found a machine shop was there, I knew what he wanted me to do. I heard his feelings back then.
I bet.
So then I want to be an electrician. So I took first semester, I took heat and air conditioning, and I took electric. Aggie Russell, who used to work for Colonial Electric, was my teacher.
Okay.
So then I was my 10th grade. After 10th grade, that summer, I come to work for Colonial Electric.
Oh, wow.
And then
Part-time in the summer.
Part-time
Yeah.
in the summertime. And then when I went back to school, 11th grade, I had I worked 3 hours a day. I was going all the way to PG County. And that's when I met Al down here in Annapolis first. I worked with him in one of the rec centers. Then I started going to Still Meadows and Fort Meade. That was the 2 jobs back then. My 12th grade, I needed 1 credit English. So I said, I'm not going to school. And I've got 3 for working for Colonial. I got 3 credits that year for school. I said, I'm not going to school for 1 credit English. So I was going to Savannah Park High School 4 nights a week for my ABC program, 2 nights a week, and I had 1 night of credit, 2 nights for the credit in English. I went through that, finished that. And let's see, I was still helping my father, and I did the electric work program at ABC school. And I started full-time And I almost got fired one time from Colonial.
I believe that.
Steve Hertzberger, I wouldn't take everybody's lunch. We work in Rockville. And I would go, he wanted me to take everybody's lunch order. I said, no, I'm not here to make everybody's lunch order.
Yeah.
He says, well, this is your last day, you're fired.
Oh my gosh.
We were down on West Street back then.
Right.
So I come in the office and he goes back and talks to Butch. And Butch comes out, he says, I can't fire you over that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Butch.
So once you started here, you stayed through, have you ever left?
Yes,
since?
I left one time.
Okay.
I was working for Bob Gibbons at the time, and down 301, it was cold, and 2 tractor trailer loads of pipe coming. And it was cold back then.
Yeah.
He sat in that truck smoking that pipe all day. I says, can I get warm? No, gotta get
Oh
some
my
of it."
gosh.
I said, you know what? I'm going.
And that was it.
I left. I should have talked to Al. I made a
Yeah.
mistake by leaving because I ended up coming back anyway.
Yeah.
But I should have talked to Al about it. I didn't. I left. I went to Benfield. I got a quarter more an hour. So I come back
How long did you leave for?
about a year and a half.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't very long.
No, it's
Wow.
not, but I come back.
Yeah. So for anyone who might not know you, can you tell us what your role at Colonial was over the years?
I was a foreman.
Well, no, start from the
Start.
beginning.
I was an apprenticeship program.
You were an intern, it sounds like, first. Intern,
Yeah.
then apprenticeship,
Yeah.
and
And I become a foreman.
What do you remember about when you first started?
Oh, yeah. Go get the wire stretcher. And we had, back then, there was Bob Ballett.
I didn't know him.
He was kind of slow, but he was there for all the work. Any service calls after hours, he jumped on it.
Right.
Ed Dalrymple, he was kind of Army guy. And he was tough to work for.
Yeah. I
And
bet.
there was Al Hodge.
I've heard that name, yeah.
He was a trip to work for.
I bet so.
And then later on, we had Donnie Hall.
Well, you worked for him for quite a while, right?
I worked for him
Yeah.
quite a while. He was real good to work for. I
Yeah.
learned a lot off of him. I got a lot I learned off of him, and Ray Pryor was another one I learned off of. And Spider, I worked for him a little bit. We were up in Inner Harbor doing a job, and it was a scale job. It was like $22 an hour. He got me mad. I finished that day out, and I didn't come back for 2 days. I'm not working for him. I come back 2 days later, I went back to work.
Spider was
Like a
hard.
dummy.
Spider was hard to work for.
He's hard to work for.
He really was hard to work for. I worked for him a little bit. I'm like, good God.
Ray Pryor, when I first met him, I thought him and I were going to fight. The way he talks to somebody. I said, George Spitzer and Kenny, we were all working together. I said, I'm not letting him talk to me like that. My own mother and father didn't talk to me like that. And I'm going to let somebody else. And he come back around his mouth and we had an argument. We got along ever since. With
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Ray ended up being pretty close.
Yeah, we were close.
And Ray just passed away
Yeah.
3, 4,
Last year.
about 4 months ago.
It was like October. I
Yeah,
think it was.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
That's too bad.
But, if I had work all the time, if I didn't have work, or Ray had work all the time, if Ray didn't have no work, Mitch, I used to help Mitch out.
Yeah.
The only one I never helped was you, Ray.
Yeah, well, you were older by that time
Yeah.
and busy with your own stuff.
But that's what happened with Ray. I had my own work I was doing, and I was losing money because I was helping him.
Yep.
He got so much work, I couldn't say, hey, Ray, I can't help you this weekend. I
Right,
got my own.
right.
So finally I said, back in 2001, I said, Ray, I'm done. I can't help you no more.
Yeah.
And I hated to do it, but I was losing my own work.
Looking back, what changes stand out the most in the company from when you started to today?
The first scary change is when Travis come out there. I was doing a job in Odington, and Travis come out the job and said his father had a heart attack. He's retired. He's taking over.
Right.
And everybody's thought was, what's going to happen to Colonial? Are you going to be able to handle it? Now look where it is today.
Right.
Compared.
Yeah.
He just never turned back. He kept on going forward and never turned back.
It's interesting after having these conversations with like Al and everyone, just to see that everyone kind of had that point when when your dad had the heart attack. I was like, okay, like what's gonna happen now? So.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, it was I was in the field. I wasn't.
You were young.
Yeah, I
Were
was
you 20?
20. No, I was
24?
20. I was 27.
27? Okay.
But I had no really experience.
no
except for-
experience, but
Except
you
for side
do it.
jobs.
Right,
That's
right.
about it.
Right.
So it was definitely, yeah, I mean, and to Al's credit,
Al made a big
know,
difference at this company.
I couldn't have done it without Al. I mean, that's just plain and simple.
So kind of back to what we were saying about how when Travis took over, you've seen multiple generations come through Colonial. What's been special about watching that happen?
Travis made a big step forward when he did. Mr. Clayton, I can remember working on his house in Vero Beach on the water. And Mike King was down there was working. And he, you know how Mike is, if you're doing it wrong, you can't do it that way. Mr. Clayton says, I want that wire buried. Take a shovel on the ground, open it up, close it back up. Mr. Clayton says, you can't do that. And but Mike said, you can't do that to him. Next thing he shovels, pushes a shovel by his chest. And, ooh.
Oh my God.
And,
I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that
and he
too.
says, and he had a crawl space in the house. He says, make sure you do not go in that crawl space. You send my king in that crawl space.
What kept you here for 4 decades? So what made Colonial feel like home to you?
It was a nice place to work. They all treat you well. I was laid off one time, and it was about 9-10 months, but I kind of volunteered because I just bought a house. I was remodeling it, and I stayed here. Everybody feels like he treats you good, and it's like family.
Yeah, yeah.
When was it you were laid off? What year was that? 80s?
I think I just finished Job Corps up when that happened.
Woodland Job Corps?
That was in Laurel. And then I did the other job. Donnie Hall was started, I finished it. No, that's right. There was another one.
That was 90s, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
and that's when Butch called me back. Said, you better
Yeah.
come back to work. I felt like saying, no, not yet. I got a little more work to do.
Yeah, you got one more room to
I think
do.
that was in like, that was like 95 or 6, I think. Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a favorite project that you've worked on and why?
Chesapeake Harbor, Heritage Harbor. Of course, the one I got hurt on too, I guess I could say that was my favorite.
Yeah, right.
Favorite or not so
I
favorite,
went
yeah.
into work, we didn't finish the generator up. The generator, we had an hour's worth of work just for a startup. Next day, I said, I'll come in. Next thing I know, I'm in a hospital. I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, oof. So Colonial's known for its people. Who had the biggest impact on you during your career?
I'd say it had to be Al. It helped
Yeah.
me out more than anybody.
Yeah.
Because he had the knowledge behind him to do.
Yeah.
Is there a coworker or group of coworkers that made the hard days easier or the good days even better?
Donnie Hall and Ray Pryor, I'd say.
Yeah. What's a memory or moment at Colonial that still brings you joy to think about, besides the Mike King story? Because that's a really good one.
That's a lot of stories that they think about. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But it's the way they come from 1919 B West Street, the Defense Highway to here, so he's come a long ways.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's for sure.
How would you describe the Colonial culture to someone just starting out in the industry?
Still good.
Yeah.
Never expected to see it this big.
Yeah. I don't think anybody did.
I don't think your father wanted it this big.
You know, he never really said, like he never was like, make it big, make it little, do it. He just kind of just said, just do it.
Yeah. Keep it afloat at the
Yeah,
very
it was
least.
as long as he was getting his paycheck, he
Yeah.
was happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that.
He's got to be proud of you.
Yes. Okay, so what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned over your 40-year career?
Don't be afraid to ask the question. If you don't
Yeah.
understand, ask the question.
That's a good one.
Somebody will help you. Even if it may sound stupid, but still ask it. It's
Yeah.
going to help you. I can tell you a job on Rocherstown Road, and there was a 4-story building. There was a Harkins job. We're done, and I'm looking at the drawings and showing landscape lights outside. Okay, I don't need nothing in there. I got a pipe outside for that. Well, come to find out, it was on the 3rd floor, on the side of the building. And I never questioned. I should have questioned it back then, but I seen it on landscape drawings. So
Yep.
why should I have to say
Yeah,
anything?
you wouldn't think that the
No.
landscape drawings would have lighting on the building on it, right?
Right.
So we're up on an extension ladder, 4 stories in the air, mounting the lights through the attics.
Oh my gosh.
That's one job I'll never.
What was the name of that job?
It's next to Home Depot.
I think I remember that job. Yeah.
That's where we were doing a duck bank, and Robert come back in, and I said, "What'd you do today?" He says, "We watched the concrete dry."
Oh, man.
Sounds about right.
I mean, you do something, don't say that.
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
that was
That's
Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of when you look back at your time here?
That I made 40 years.
Mm-hmm. That's
That's
really
the
big.
biggest thing.
Yeah.
I never
That's a great
expected to be
account.
here 40 years.
Right. Yeah.
And it was a paycheck, a steady paycheck. I never had, they never asked me not to cash my check. We always had a check. There's a lot of companies back then, weren't giving checks out. You had to hold on to them.
Mhm.
Some of them were, one heat and air conditioning company, they were hiding trucks, hiding tools, because they were lost their medallion when they went under. Never had that.
Yeah.
And there were some hard times. When General Construction went out of business here,
General, yeah.
they went bankrupt. They had two
Mhm.
jobs, one in Fort Meade, and they had one off of Branch Avenue in PG County. I can't think of the name of the project. So I'm sure it was hard times, but the paychecks always been here.
Yep.
Right. What do you hope people remember about you and your time at Colonial?
I hope, well, one thing, I always tighten my belt up.
That's what Alan
Because I always would have raised somebody.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And piece working, Heritage Harbor, the first condo building I did down there, I pieceworked that, apartments. I was getting $80 a unit. I was only making $7 an hour back then.
Right.
So at 4/8, that's $320 a week. I had Al out there pulling units on the weekend.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
he was doing that
Oh wow.
because he seen what I was making.
Yeah. So let me get in on that.
That's funny.
What have you most enjoyed in your retirement so far?
I got a chance to go see my son graduate from boot camp.
Oh wow.
I spent a week in Texas. I went to California, and then I went 2 weeks in Colorado. And I spent the week down there in City.
Damn.
So doing a little bit of traveling, that's nice.
Then I had a little scare, so I had to slow down a little.
Yeah, yeah. Give yourself a little break. What was your favorite out of those places?
Colorado, I don't like it out there. I had a hard
Really?
time. I had a
No.
hard time breathing.
Because it's
out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That makes sense.
We spent the week up in the mountains.
Yeah,
Up there was nice, but
that was beautiful out there.
it's beautiful. Yeah,
Did you go in the winter or summer?
summertime.
That's what I want to see it when it's, because I went when it was freezing cold, which is so beautiful, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine seeing everything, just all
They say
green.
people
And,
go for the winter but stay for the summer.
Yeah.
What they say.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
can
It's
see
in
that.
Parkers, Colorado.
What was it?
Parkers.
Parker, Colorado. Yeah, it's beautiful out there.
What do you miss most about coming to work at Colonial?
Paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one.
That's for sure.
Miss
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah.
It's had wonderful people, but a lot of the old timers are gone now. You know, it's kind of changing too. You know.
Yep.
It is changing. What does a day in the life look for Bez these days? Got to correct my cards. I have Jim everywhere.
To live another 20 years if I can.
Yeah. Do you what like in the morning? What does it look like for you? Like what are we doing?
Still, I've been going down my basement working, trying
Yeah.
to get that framed up and get it done. I still try to do a little work here and there.
Do you
That's
sleep
good.
in the morning or do you get up early
I'm
still?
up 5 o'clock over
Oh my gosh.
You've done it for so long, it's hard to
I've
break
got
that habit.
I don't need
Yeah.
alarm.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was going down Virginia, and what's it, 5 buildings down there at that time.
Virginia. Oh, God, what was the name of that job?
Roy was the superintendent.
Oh my goodness, it was for a company we hadn't done a lot of work for either.
So we got our rapid fire questions now. If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It doesn't matter.
Anything, whatever you turn the radio on to. If you're stranded on a deserted island and could only take 3 things, what would they be?
Food.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
I guess my family too, if I could.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. What's your favorite childhood memory?
Riding motocross racing, stuff like that. I went to Tommy Speedway, Dorsey Speedway too. That was a lot of fun. Every Saturday night.
I meant to ask you, how long were you motocross racing for? Like, did you bring that into
I
adulthood?
started when I was around 8, and I stopped when I was around 16
Oh, okay.
because I wanted a car. My
Yeah.
father says, well, you got to start working. I said, okay, that's no problem. He said, well, you can stay with the motorcycles. He's buying motorcycles and all for me. He said, I'll still get it now. This changed. It's
Yeah.
time changed.
I
Yeah.
didn't know you were into motocross.
Oh, yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Nor did I know there was a thing on in Riva Road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine that now. Riva Road is like,
It's where the high
Right,
school
yeah.
is. It's a
Right,
high school
Apples-
there, right
Apples
there. I
High
think it
School.
was.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
that's
wow.
where it was.
All right. If you could describe your 40 years in one word or phrase, what would it be?
40 wonderful years.
Yeah.
It paid my bills.
Mm-hmm.
Not much more I can say.
What's something people might not know about you outside of work besides motocross racing?
I was married once and I had a rough first marriage. It didn't last. So
Yeah,
now I'm at down. It's good.
pretty good.
how long y'all been married now?
Since 25 years. We've been together 39 years.
Oh, wow.
She had a bad marriage. I had a bad marriage. We didn't want to get married.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we bought a house together, everything. And my grandmother had Alzheimer's and she was dying. And my grandmother didn't know what her name was, who we were. But the first thing she said, when are you two getting married?
Oh,
So we sat, she was in Carroll County nursing home. Her and I went up to see her and we both got the car and we said, is that a sign to
Yeah.
get married?
I think
I'd
so.
say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went back in and said, we're getting married. 2 days later, she was gone.
Wow.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that just gave me chills. Whew.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, that is really beautiful. So, do you have any final words you'd like to share with the Colonial family?
I'd just like to thank Colonial for everything they've done for me. I know it's times I probably should have been fired over the years, but they worked with me and I worked with them, so it's been 40 wonderful years,
Yep.
Right.
40 plus years.
Yeah.
And we thank
Pretty
you too,
fun.
Jim.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to work with you.
it really has. I didn't get to work with you for too long, but I mean, it's been wonderful the years I have known you.
Hurt, I've been still here.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right.
Yep, that's for sure.
All right. Well, Jim, thank you so much for sharing your
Thank you.
stories and your time with us today. Your 40 years at Colonial helped shape who we are as a company, and your impact will be felt for years to come. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.